Good evening, fellow punters and loyal followers. It's great when you're at it, great fun, but it's rough the next morning when you'd be used to it, and not young enough either. Good crack last night, but rough as a bear's hole this morning. But we picked up a chest infection sort of as well, I think, the last couple of days, so we'll have to take care of ourselves now in the next couple of days. Tramore is just after running there a few minutes ago, not off the yard today. I think they were at something similar to when they ran in Dundalk. They were out for the bit of experience, and then it won next time out in Dundalk. I think there's something similar today to see how it would act on the turf. It drifted out like a barge. Owners weren't making phone calls like usual, so I wasn't expecting it as much. But I was hoping it may have been placed. Anyway, Mickey H, I got a few pounds there. I seen him, a cousin of mine, I had a few pounds on him, and he drifted out to 9-2. Just put a few quid on him and I collected. So maybe somebody might have spotted that. There's a lot of Mickey H's and Mackies and all of that doing pretty well. And the Dundees, they're doing pretty well lately as well. Nice crowd on the bus today. I had to get the double-decker out. There was a lot of people. Lawrence Capaldi, that sounds like an ABC and Lights in Hollywood. Paula Baldwin, like an ABC in Coronation Street, and her partner Chris P. They were boarding early. She had a tight rein on him. John Davitt was on again, and he asked to explain the bus. Just tell John that it's a mode of transport used to ferry passengers to and from the races. John is so long away from Dublin, and he's living in the sticks in Chicago. He must have seen a bus in a long time. Joking aside, I just use it as a way of thanking people for leaving comments. I think Dylan Thomas or AC Irish or one of them commented on that the other day. That's my way of saying it. But I am a bus driver as well. So Shane Maguire, I met Shane. He's from Clondalk and he's a chippy carpenter, great lad. I met him, I think, first about 2006, and they were calling him Maggie. I thought he had a sex change or something, but that was his nickname. If you ever want a good carpenter, a good carpentry job, hardcore carpentry is the man. Good to hear from you, Shane. AC Irish was on the bus as well. He missed it the other morning. Midnight Rider was up early. Jared Kelly, Dave Boy, Gary Tippett had to come home on his holidays after any second now not winning yesterday. Crobert 79 and AMC 8 were raring to go as well this morning. And then we had Spaldo Aldo. I wonder, is he through London now? I wonder. He boarded as well, race post under the arm. So we had a good day at the races. I have a few picked out for tomorrow. And it was great to see yesterday that so many people had the winner of the Grand National. John Collin back to the 66-1. Patrick Hickey, the bannerman, had a 5 each way at 50-1. Rob the Old Mongoose had it, and he had Longhouse Poet. Tony Bennett back to the 66-1, and he backed Santini each way as well. And Roy Harris's dad, 82 years young, had a 5 each way at 50-1. That is absolutely fantastic. I mean that sincerely. I love to hear stories like that. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And I always say, if you bet small, you know, you can win big. Bet big and you can lose big. But brilliant to hear that altogether. Fantastic. Well done. Spend it wisely. I have a few picked out for tomorrow. And there was a couple I was waiting for, and they just, I think I have 4, and they're all sort of, I normally wouldn't put up 4 on a Monday, but you could do a lucky 15 with those, or you could do, and somebody had a 5-horse accumulator the other day. Don't do that. You're better off reducing your stake and do, if you had right 4 €1 cross trebles and a €1 accumulator, because if you're so close like that, it's a disaster when the last leg lets you down and lets you down for big money. Always try and get something out of them, you know. The first race at Hexham tomorrow, Choix du Arme, that's CHOIX DESARMES. It's a 10-year-old gelding out of Saints to Saints. In April 2019, it left the Paul Nicholls yard and it was rated 122 that time. And it won £40 lower of 82 the last day for Anne Hamilton in Wetherby. It travelled nicely through the race. It jumped low but accurate and got there probably a little bit too soon and idled a bit. But it's not a great race tomorrow. It's up only £4. There's a 6-year-old favourite and he's only 4 lifetime runs, Cool Moyne. But you can't go on even though like we're on a 10-year-old, but like he hasn't shown enough potential to say that he's good enough to beat that other horse who was rated, as I said, £40 higher with Paul Nicholls. So 3-1, I'd rather be on the Choice rather than the favourite. There's 3:15 at Hexham is a Class 3 handicap hurl, 2 miles 4, 8 declared. Hystery Bere is a 5-year-old trained by Tom Simmons and it's rated 130, carrying 11 stone 12. It won in Fontwell on St Patrick's Day in a handicap hurl off 123 and it won fairly well that day, won by nearly 4 lengths. Then it was third to Cornier in Cheltenham over, and he was only beaten over a length. But the horse that was second was Severance, who ran in Aintree the other day, and it looked like he was going to win jump in the last, but he didn't put a big effort in. But Hystery Bere then was pulled up in the Imperial Cup. The race won by Surprise Package, Fahey's horse. But there was a horse pulled up in that race, it was Balco Costel, and he was placed first the other day as well. Now he did go off 15-2, so he was fairly well fancied. And that was a Class 1 race. This is back to Class 3. He's carrying top weight, but he's only a 5-year-old. It could be improving enough. He's a 3-1 shot as well. In the 6:30 at Tramore, No Thanks, trained by... No Thanks, it'll be Yes Please. Trained by Matt Smith, formerly with Ollie Murphy. He had one chase run, and it was at this particular race last year when he was third. And he hasn't ran over chases since. He was only beat 3/4 of a length and a short head that day to show enough ability that, to get around a tight track like Tramore. His last run was a handicap hurl in Naas. He was third, and I know he's only rated 98, but he'll have to improve a bit over fences to beat Yabo, who's the favourite. It's a 7-year-old mare rated 109, and he's given her £7. But she's only had one maiden hurl win in Wexford in August 2020. That's a 7-4 favourite, and we're second favourite at 5-1. I prefer to be on the 5-1 with a run over the track over fences last year. It looks like as if the target of that race again for it. Then there's 2 horses in Tramore as well. Igraine in the first race were beaten by a nose the last day for Joseph O'Brien. It opened up 15-8 there, and there was 7-4 was Douglas DC and Gordon Elliott's horse, and that has went from 7-4 to 6-5 to suggest that with Elliott's horses now turned the corner in form, that must be more fancied. So for the 4th leg of a lucky 15, the old Fox Le Bel is out tomorrow. The old one that I have on the pig sheet the last ages. But it's such a bad race tomorrow. It's down to 91. And young Fitzgerald is claiming £5. That's, to run it off 86. It's a 7-4 50 favourite. The race is terrible. Absolutely terrible. If you see, there's a yoke there, Mickey Shea, and he hasn't run in a while, and he's second favourite or third favourite. But if it doesn't win tomorrow, it should be banished altogether off the race course. So there's the 4 that I've picked out. A lucky 15, or if someone wanted to just for a 5 or 4 cross, €1 4 cross trebles and a €1 accumulator, you only lose a fiver, but you could win a lot of money. Anyway, that's me. I'll put them up in the description, and or just have a pint win on the or as well. I don't know, whatever. You know yourselves. Anyway, that's me. Sunday evening, done and dusted. No pints tonight. Piggy D, bash the bookies. Over and out.